Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. If you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Svava Brooks, and I am a trauma recovery coach. And what the heck is that, you may ask? Well, I support adult survivors of abuse, neglect, and trauma to heal and restore. And I do that through one-on-one coaching or in groups. So please visit my website, svavabrooks.com, to learn more about the coaching and the services that I offer. And if you're here with me live, then please say hello. Please let me know that you're here. I like to hang out here on Periscope and YouTube most weeks, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we together are working our way through my book, Releasing Your Authentic Self. One day, one page at a time. So if you see me interact, looking back and forth, it's because I have two screens in front of me, got two chat streams going. And to my Periscope viewers, if you're curious about the YouTube channel, feel free to find the link in the Periscope, my Periscope profile. But like I said, if you're here, right now, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here so I can welcome you. And also, if you are new here with us, we do a little bit of chatting, catching up, reconnecting, always checking in, see where you're at today. Come as you are. Let's share where you're at and how you're feeling. That's what this community is all about. And then we dive in a little bit deeper. So I want to welcome you with that. Hey, Lady Leo, how are you doing today, my friend? Good to see you. Look at those lovely flowers. How is your day? How is your day? Hey, Periscope friends, how are you doing today? This week, this day is flying by. It's been a busy day already. I woke up really nice and early to meet up with a client in Iceland, of all places, right? I'm in Portland, Oregon. But I had a meeting that I was doing TRE, tension and trauma release, with a lovely Icelandic woman this morning. So since we're 8-hour time difference, it calls for me being up and out of bed early, and it was nice. It was nice. So how are you guys? Hey, Rachel. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the email. Hey, Sue. How are you doing? I'm so glad you shared that video with us. I've been practicing, right? You got a friend in me. Is that it? I think that should be our new group sign language, right? It really warmed my heart to see you do that. It was so fun, so fun. Hey, Periscope friends, welcome. Let's see here, Minnie, you thought I would join, but not feeling too chatty. All right, well, I'm glad you are here with us. It's okay if you're not chatty. We are just sitting with you, right? You can just sit here with us, shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart. Sometimes just being in a safe place is enough, is enough. Hey, friend, where are you from? And let's see, Lady Leo says, I'm hanging in there. Hey, California friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Portland, Oregon here. Lady Leo says, I'm hanging in there, staying focused on what is in front of me and not the movie playing in my head. Who else? Anybody else relate? So yeah, and my Periscope friends, if you see that looks like I'm talking to someone and you're not seeing anything, it's because I got YouTube going here as well. So lots of movies, tapes playing in our heads lately. I'm sure you're not alone, Lady Leo. Absolutely not, my friend. Sue says, it's really hot today, struggling to stay awake. Well, I hear you. I hear you. Well, and I'm enjoying, it's a little cooler here in Portland today. It was 75, so it's kind of lovely, perfect weather. But we had 90 a few days ago, and I know we're going to get some more 90s soon. So, so stay cool, drink lots of water, right? I'm carrying water with me wherever I go. And after being sick last week, I actually got some coconut water to help replenish. So important that we drink enough water. Because all this stress that we're feeling in the world, it actually keeps our nervous system active, and we often can get dehydrated and we may not even notice it. So yes, the video was everything, just what I needed. So yeah, Sue, did I do that right? You have a friend, is that what it is? In me. Right? You have a friend in me. All right, I tried. I try to make you and Donna proud. So Donna, you're going to have to correct me. Or I'll have to go rewatch. And you with that hat and, you know, sing song in the background, just pure joy. Pure joy. So thank you, Sue, for bringing smiles to a lot of our faces today. That's right. Donna has to do a Zoom sign language class for us. There you go. There you go. Looks like Sue has been practicing, or she's got it down. Like, it looks so easy. You made it look easy, Sue. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you doing? How are you? And Rachel, I'm so glad that you're with us today. I know you posted a couple of days ago in the group, got some stuff going on, right? Something weighing on your heart. So I'm glad that you're here with us, especially today. Our topic today, right? We're going to talk about some of that hurt, because part of healing, I'm sorry, my friends, sorry, the only way out is through. The only way out is through. So, and it's easier to go through whatever we need to go through is when we know we're not alone, when we have a community, when we have support. And that's why we're here. That's what we're here for, to support one another. Cold water shower and bath might help. Yes, Rachel, absolutely. Those few days ago when we had 90 something here, I think, I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story. I think it was that day. One of my cats was just kind of spread out on the floor. Well, and that was Kevin. He was laying right in front of the fan, because I had a fan just directing the air at me while I was on a call. And he was laying there in front of it too, trying to hog the cold air, the cool air. So Donna did a Zoom call, and you've been practicing for a couple hours. All right. That's the way to do it. And I was just thinking, Sue, did you find it easier because there was music, right? That it was kind of, right? I know I learned, right? We learn things faster when we're singing it. Rachel, thank you. Cute video. That's Kevin. That was Kevin. And then I have Penny. So Kevin is a character. Both my cats are rescue cats. They both came from stray mothers. Of course, Kevin was a foster. We were just going to foster him for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we fell for him. And he really bonded with my son. And all those years ago, he like became like his reading buddy. My son always struggled with reading. And so when my son would need to kind of settle down to be able to focus on his reading, he would hold Kevin. No one can hold Kevin, but my son can, meaning he will actually stay there. I think I brought him on camera here the other day for you guys, and he was like squirming to get away from me. That's Kevin. But when my son holds him, that's a whole different thing. That's funny, Rachel. Nope. You don't blame Kevin for, that's right. And actually, I got one of those combs that pulls all the winter fur off of him. And I was doing that a few days ago, and he was in heaven. But Penny, however, I can't go near with that brush. He attacks the brush. He's like, leave me alone. Stay away from me. So cats are like people, different personalities. What one likes, the other one doesn't like. So Sue says, I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been asked to sing the song. I hear you. I hear you, right? Someone had to push you out of your comfort zone. Right, Rachel? The cat loves sitting in front of the fan. Yep. Yes, we catch Kevin more so than Penny hanging out in front of the fan, especially if it's warm. So let's see here. Did I miss anybody? How are you doing, Elizabeth? She says, pretty good. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. Well, we're so glad you're here. Hey, Periscope friends. Glad you're here. I'm interacting with my YouTube friends too. So if it looks like I'm talking to myself, that's why. But I welcome you. And if you're here and watching, and if you have questions about healing and recovery, please fire away. We are glad to be here. Answer any questions that we can. Excuse me. Itchy nose. And if I don't know the answer, maybe I can turn the question over to our very wise community. Lots of wisdom here. Friend is hooked fingers. Okay, like that. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, right? You got a friend and me. Did I get it? You got a friend, right? This is a friend and me. All right, I'm sure Donna will critique. All right, sweet friends, we have a little heavy topic today, right? So I just want to prepare going into it. So please be mindful of how you're feeling while we talk about some of the hurt, right? And like I mentioned just when I started this video, right? The path to healing our hearts and moving from the hurt to our hearts calls us to process the hurt, get some of that hurt validated, expressing that hurt, right? Getting it out. Because many of us here, right? Once things get stuck and rattle, in our heads, the worst case scenarios play out there and stir all those old feelings and old beliefs that somehow we did something wrong, or we were bad, or we aren't good enough, or we need to be perfect, or need to be better. I know the list can go on and on and on. But part of us coming here and being together is to have some of these hard conversations as a community, because when we talk about it, when we let the light into some of those places that we've been carrying all alone, and even into maybe the shame, then because shame and secrets, they don't like to be exposed. They don't like to be talked about. But when we bring it out, then we can see, wait, first of all, that secret wasn't my secret. This was other people's secret. And I thought it was my job to keep that secret. Mm-mm. Nope. I am not put on this earth to carry other people's secrets. That's right. Speaking out helps. And also when we speak out as an adult, right, we are putting words to things that maybe we didn't have the words for as children, right? Speaking the truth. So much of, I can't speak for all of us, but it was literally so crazy living in a home where there was domestic violence, there was drinking, there was physical abuse, there was emotional abuse, there was it was just crazy. There was sexual abuse, right? And looking around as a kid, like, is this okay? Is this what being adult is? Is no one going to do something? Is no one going to say something? Right? Seeing adults drinking, hanging out, being inappropriate, being mean, saying stuff, doing stuff, and you're like, what? And I can look back and say, like, I can remember, like, wait a minute. If that's what's being adult is, I'm not sure if I want this, right? I don't know if I want any part of this. But as a human being coming into this body, I was desperately needing connection. I needed love. I needed to know that I belonged, right? So a lot of this we repressed. And so some of the stuff that just caused confusion. Elizabeth is asking, is drinking always bad? How much is it okay for social purpose? Well, Elizabeth, I don't think drinking is always bad. No, but a lot of drinking, unfortunately, goes on because people are doing it to feel better or to numb a pain or to distract, or it's the only way they know how to connect, right? So I don't know about you, but I started drinking pretty young and I liked how the alcohol made me feel. All my inhibitions is like I was cooler. I wasn't as nervous about being around other people. All of a sudden I knew what to say or knew how to respond, or, I was more daring and more open. So I became dependent on it for that. And then growing up in my household, often the drinking led to violence. So no, it's not always bad, and today I stopped drinking for a while and now I'll have a glass of wine now and then. That's it, right? I love to go have a good meal and a glass of wine. Nothing wrong with that. It's all about anything that we use. Why are we using it? How is it being used? So thank you for asking, Elizabeth. So anyway, so with that, I'm going to go to our Facebook page and set up our topic. And if you have any comments or questions, please jump in. And we had lots of amazing sharing today, but I wanted to set it up because it's also, we're talking about hurt. And so please practice self-compassion while we're here together today, right? Navigate your nervous system, practice really good self-regulation, right? And you do that by tapping, grounding yourself, deep breaths. And you can also just let me know, and I'm happy to pause and we can do some things together as a group. So today we are on day 177. We are plugging away. It's amazing. It's like January was yesterday, right? Let me stay focused. So here we go. I used to carry an unbearably heavy load of emotional pain. I had no idea that this was emotional pain. It's important for survivors of child abuse, trauma, and neglect to find a productive way to validate and express emotional pain. All of it. not all at once, right? Obviously, but piece at a time. Healing is a lot like, the layers of the onion. Yes, it's not a linear, it's not a step by step, but it is definitely layered. Some layered, there's some cycle, there is a process, but we need to find a way to safely process. And big part of it, as I already said, we struggle with healing until we acknowledge the hurt. And a lot of that hurt came from being neglected, ignored, abandoned, abused. Some of us, very purposely, maybe intentionally being hurt and abused. And then a lot of us were also neglected because we had caregivers that had no idea about meeting our needs and might even have trauma themselves. So what we're doing here, this is not about blame, right? But this is just about separating what happened and your feelings. And we're going to focus on talking about our feelings and maybe how they show up in your life today. We don't have to go digging very far. Usually what still needs to be worked on is a reoccurring theme in our lives. And it continues to show up until we get it. Thank you for saying that. Is that clarity? Why do some people refuse to stop being a victim and thrive on it for attention? I really appreciate that question, because that is possible. We can get stuck being a victim, but that usually goes along with someone is stuck, without the capacity to move past it or to heal it, to understand the impact of it, right? And take responsibility for their lives today, and are stuck in the blame, right? And wanting someone to come rescue them. And unfortunately, I don't know about you. Yes, I for sure wanted someone to come rescue me. I wanted someone to fix it. I wanted someone to make it feel better. Absolutely. But for a long time, that didn't work. And then I realized, wait a minute, I was victimized. Doesn't mean that I'm a victim, but the important part is that we cannot skip over that step either. And there's a difference between being stuck in victimhood and actually being actively processing and working on your healing, like actively releasing the feelings, expressing the feelings and the hurt in a productive way to get it out, right? So because when we get it out, then we can also assess, that was my feeling. I'm not a victim. I was victimized. That was this part of it. Make sense? But also a lot of us, right? Some of us can get stuck there, but some of us also rush past it. We don't want to be a victim. We don't want to be the victim. So we're like, no, I'm a survivor. We rush past it. And there was definitely like 10, 15 years into my healing journey where I had to go back, because there were pieces of the puzzle that I could tell I had rushed past. I had not really processed and expressed and healed. And a couple of those things were actually around my father. So it was, and again, I trust in the natural organic process of healing, like between your body, your mind, and your spirit. Trust that your organic healing journey unfolds. If you're seeking, if you're willing, if you're wanting, things do come up when you're ready. And that I know sometimes it's hard when we become aware of something we didn't know, then we can be hard on ourselves and, judge ourselves. So it's very important not to be comparing ourselves, because to honor and respect and accept your journey. It's always perfect. It's always, things always happen. Okay, I don't want to say always, because always never, you know, it's trusting the process, trusting in the timing of things is what is helpful. So I hope that made sense, but thank you for asking that. But I think it's an important point for us to make, because sometimes we resist healing certain things because we don't want to get stuck in that hurt, right? Because it can feel all consuming and like it's just gonna it's gonna just take us over. So Lady Leo says, I felt once I started working on my healing, I stopped being a victim and was in the survivor part of my healing. Yep, excellent. Thank you, Lady Leo. All right, I think I need to scroll up and catch up here. Let's see. Elizabeth says, yes, I can relate with being less socially anxious. Got it. Minnie says, I feel so disappointed in myself. I let myself down. Unfortunately, I can't believe that I took a step back into a very old coping mechanism and an old way of acting out my hurt. Oh, I'm so sorry, Minnie. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Yes, healing is not a linear. It is not. And I just want to put it out there right now, most people are really high up on the overwhelm scale. Like our capacity to hold uncertainty, navigate the upheaval in the world, the change, are we going back into the world? Are we going back into our home? Am I sick? Am I not sick? Who, right? All of that. Just saying it, I could feel my shoulders just come up here. So just putting it out there, my friends, right? That most of us are, if we are normally here, okay, with a little bit of up and down, which is normal, I think all of us are like a foot higher than, you know, we're we bit more closer to the, okay, this is the overwhelm line. We are all getting awfully close to it. And with it, our capacity to self-regulate, to come back into grounding. So, which is also then good to acknowledge. These are hard times, my friends, and self-compassion, right? These are hard times. So my friend Minnie, I know how disappointing that can feel. I'm so sorry, but I'm so glad that you're here and that you're here with us. And from our hearts to yours, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. We are with you. Don't give up on you. We don't give up on you. We'll not give up on you. And we believe in you. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friend. Your comment here must be and relate to what I was sharing earlier. She says, no one ever came. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you, my friend. And that to a child is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Anybody else have that experience as a child? No one ever came throughout your whole childhood. No one came to your rescue or spoke up on your behalf. And the reason I want to highlight that, right? There is a reason why I want to highlight that, right? You, my friend, today deserve more kindness and compassion and care and warmth than you can imagine. And it's very hard to tap into that when we were like, well, no one cared. No one showed up. How do I do that? How do I show up when no one did? No one showed me that. And part of the ACE study, Adverse Childhood Experience study, was, when Vincent Villetti talked about that for the kids, that no one came, you know, who went through all of that and no one showed up for them, it was a significant impact on our lives. And I'm with you, Sharon. No one came. Mm-mm. Right? To go through what we went through, my friend, into adulthood, and to have never had anyone say what happened to you was wrong. I'm sorry that that happened to you. Like, with all of that. So please, please, please be gentle with yourself. And I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad you're on this journey now, because now you're the one. You're the one who is now going to show up for you, for your child. Never stepped in for kids. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Very sorry to hear that. Let's see, I'm scrolling down here, catching up with the comments. Rachel says, I found myself in that situation months ago, and I was devastating. I ruminated over it for months and was so bad. I have compassion. Have compassion for yourself. We learn from the mistakes, and no one is perfect. Yes. Are you asking our friend if they're okay now? I'm okay now. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Elizabeth says, makes totally sense. Any possibility to help someone stuck in that passive state? All right. Someone from British occupied Belfast, Ireland. Welcome, friend. We have UK people here. We have Ireland people here. We have people from Spain. We have people from the UK. And to my Periscope friends, I'm also on YouTube. So you can find the link to the channel in my Periscope profile if you want to check it out. But I'm glad you're here. Hey, Canada. Glad you're here. Let's see. To help someone stuck in that passive state, it is hard. Elizabeth, it is hard. Unfortunately, most of us humans have to hit that level of discomfort. We are willing to try something new. Or if we can offer kindly to that person some suggestion and support. But the rule of thumb is we don't tell people what to do unless they want help. Hey, friend, no, we're not doing hypnosis. But thanks for asking. I'm glad you're here. We are having a heart-to-heart about healing after trauma and abuse and neglect. So let's see. Rachel says here, I think my trauma response to losing a connection I love that I'm attached to is so ingrained. It doesn't seem like it gets any less over time. I don't know what I'm healing. That I am healing, I lose myself in it. I understand, Rachel. I do understand, my friend. And that is the hard work, right? Because it's so ingrained and part of our nervous system, part of our belief system, part of how we think and feel about ourselves, that it takes that zooming in on one belief at a time, right? That that we can then assess it and understand where it came from, understand how it shows up in our bodies, right? And then be gentle with ourselves when we see and understand we learn to be this way, we are learning to be different. And then with self-compassion, right? Help ourselves to accept the things that we can't change about the past, but what are the things that we can change now? Thanks for being here. Yes, there is a lot going on in America right now, but we are not going to go into that conversation right now. But I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. I think I've caught up with your chat here. No one came. Some people felt my pain, but nothing changed significantly, said Elizabeth. Makes the sense of worthlessness more intense. I hear you. I hear you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Hey, Sharon. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. It is hard. The feeling of helplessness. That is a hard one. That's a very hard feeling, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're here. Yes. If I can ask all of our friends, drop into our hearts and use the power of our thought and intention to send some love and warmth and comfort to our friend Sharon. I know you're going through a lot right now, Sharon. I'm so sorry. This is hard. This is hard. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, friends. So I hope you can give yourself a little bit of kindness, right? Instead of judging how you feel. We feel what we feel. We can't help it. We can't help it. We feel what we feel. And we may not be able to fix it for you or make it go away, but we are not turning away from you. We are here with you with our open hearts, with our compassion, and our wish for you that your heart feels better soon. Good. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's hard when we hurt, but what makes it easier, right, is to know we are not alone, right? Thank you, Lady Leo. It's okay to feel things that like things are out of control, out of our control. It is scary and can be very painful. Yes, you are doing an amazing job of taking care of you. The fact that you're here, right? The fact that you're here and you're reaching out to us, my friend, that you're open to receiving our love and our support. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, my friend. So sit tight, sit tight. So I want to go through, we had some really lovely sharing today. So I want to go through that just to share. Our friend Donna shared today. So the two questions, let me back up. The questions I asked today, how are you hurting? And when you ask your heart to tell you how you can validate and express this pain, this emotional pain in a healthy way, what does it say? And Donna says here, how am I hurting today? I'm still wrestling with unresolved negative feelings related to trauma and family. I believe they'll only be released when they are sufficiently witnessed by someone other than myself. Somehow acknowledging what was and continues to be need outside validation. Maybe I won't require validation from others when I believe I'm enough. I give voice to my pain in writing, in speaking it aloud to the trees, and on occasion with a few trusted individuals. I also try to add to the mix of healthy dose of distraction, breathing, and exercise. If the triggers weren't ongoing, I think these actions might prove more lasting and successful. I hear you, Donna. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. And I want to honor your clarity and your wisdom and you reaching out and letting us know, right? To share that you realize that there is unresolved negative feelings there. That is huge because we can't fix it if we don't know what it is or we don't know that it's there. And you also have the clarity here that you recognize, I need someone to validate this. I need someone to hear me. I need someone to validate this madness that I'm feeling. And it's absolutely correct to need outside validation. And I think I've shared with you guys many times that it wasn't until I was in my support group 28 years ago, 29, almost 30 years ago, that it wasn't until I started talking about what was the madness that was happening in my house that I was sharing with you, and I saw other people respond to what I was saying, that I was like, oh, wait a minute. That was abusive. That was crazy. That was unacceptable. That was abuse. And then once I was able to identify that, I felt like a bottomless pit for a long time. I needed that validation. Can you see me, hear me, validate me? So I celebrate you recognizing I need this. And part of being in a group, we need to recruit some people. We connect, more with some than others, but find those that really resonate. And that you like, can you hold a space for me? Is it okay that I reach out to you on those days where I'm like, I just need to know that I'm okay? Like I had those women on speed dial on my phone and I'd be like calling until I got a breathing voice on the other end. Can you just tell me I'm okay? Can I just get a reality check here? Right? So you're doing a beautiful job, Donna. You're doing a beautiful job. I know, not fun or pretty or easy, but it's huge. Your awareness, your wisdom, your actions, and we are here for you. Thank you, Donna. I just saw your note here too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down. There's so much going on today. I'm navigating the Facebook group, the YouTube, the Periscope, but I'm feeling the love. Feel the feels. Yes, I love that. Sharon, yes, I hear you. Feeling deeply betrayal of my body. My heart says to feel the feels and cry it out, to sit in my feelings and acknowledge my feelings. Yes, that's it. That's it. Oh, I hear you. I hear you all, my friends. I hear you all today. So much love and care here in this space. This is hard to talk about, but it's important that we talk about this, my friend. Yes, Rachel. Yes. Yes. Absolutely, Rachel. And again, it's like understanding why I was so desperate for that validation is because I didn't have healthy, caring, loving adults that when I was going through the stages of development, we need that constant mirroring, that safe attachment, that like, you know, I hear you, I see you. Yes, you're right. That's not okay. This is right. When we don't get that, it's very confusing. And because we didn't get that, then we think all those feelings and the thoughts we have about what happened about ourselves, we think that's because of us, that there's something wrong with us. So, absolutely. And I totally get it, my friends. Sharing our hard stuff is, you're not a burden. We need to also trust, right? I'm over here. I may not be able to fix it. I can't make it go away, but I can sit with you. I can sit with you. My heart is right here. Thanks, friend. Thank you. I hear you, Minnie. I hear you. That's right. Minnie says, I know I'm not the only one when I say this, but I feel like I have to apologize for just being. Yes, right? Just for breathing, just for taking up space. It's so crazy, but it was part of our hiding. It was part of us playing small. Like, okay, because so we would stay out of being hurt, being abused. You guys are doing a beautiful job here in the chat, supporting each other. So I'm turning back to our Facebook group here with the next share from our group member. The questions are, please chime in. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, we are talking about the hurt. The hurt is the heart part of healing, right? But our journey to our hearts, we kind of have to find a way to process and express that hurt and process in a way that we are not hurting ourselves or hurting other people, right? So, how are you hurting today? And when you ask your heart to tell you how you can validate and express this pain in a healthy way, what does it say? So, let's see here. Sue P. Sue P says, I've not found this easy to answer, but the hurt I'm currently feeling the most is the pain of aloneness. It's been made more apparent during lockdown. I live alone and I'm classed as vulnerable, right? But while needing to stay at home, there have been very few people I could turn to. Any support I've had has come through someone else, and nobody local has thought to get in touch with me directly. And though I have some good friends online, at times I have felt very alone. Yet I've realized that actually it's much more than just a difficulty in the present. It's more a sort of core aloneness that's been there my whole life. It's been there through my whole life. During an assessment for therapy some years ago, I was asked who I could turn to when I was upset or in trouble as a child. My answer then was a puzzled nobody. It hadn't occurred to me that there could be someone who cared, and as my parents, who were themselves emotionally neglectful, died over 50 years ago, I have very little concept of being parented or loved. Guess I'm not the only one here. Right, Sue? Hey, friend. She goes on to say, and just so my Periscope friends know, I am reading through from our group sharing on Facebook, and I have the YouTube live stream going, so bear with me, but I'm so glad you're here. She goes on to say, it's hard even now for me to believe or even to imagine that anyone would be glad to see me, would want to love and cherish me. And that is so hard. I've described it as a feeling of nobody there and nobody cares. And recognizing that has brought many tears and a lot of heartbreak. It makes it so hard for me to connect with others. Thank you, friend. But also with myself, to be able to give and to receive love. But I'm doing my best to learn how to connect and to be kind to myself in the process. That's beautiful. And my friend Sue, you have people on Periscope that care. Thank you. So again here, Sue, just like with Donna, there is so much wisdom here in your journaling, in your writing, already so much processing that you have gone through, recognizing how the current situation may be bringing up some old hurt, right? It's not just a step-by-step, a linear process, and sometimes current events may remind us and trigger an old hurt that maybe is present and showing up in a powerful way right now. And what you're doing with that right now, like you said, you're working hard to be gentle with yourself, to be gentle with this body, to be gentle with your inner child, the little girl inside who maybe still wonders, And you're working hard, I know, to sit with your body. Thank you. Thanks, friend. You are sitting with your body, you're sitting with your nervous system, you're breathing deeply, staying grounded, giving that little girl permission to come out and to tell you how hurt she is. And then you are checking on her. You are the parent and the protector that you needed. You're doing a beautiful job, Sue. Such a beautiful job. Hey, Sandy. Everybody say hello to Sandy. So glad to see you. Glad you're here. So, hey, Sue, I don't know if you're still here. I knew you were getting sleepy. It's late in UK, but I'm so glad, so glad you are here and sharing with us. That's right. Doing my best, she says. Of course. Of course. You're doing a beautiful job, Sue. You're doing a beautiful job. And I know the hard stuff. I know it's hard. It's hard. Very, very hard. But thank you for writing and sharing your process. So it looks like we're going to go a little bit over today, friends, just a warning, because I want to make sure I share everybody's journal entries. So bear with me. We took some extra time to visit and to chat along the way. So here, Lady Leo is sharing with us today. She says, okay, I've looked at this question for the last 2.5 hours, debating if I would allow myself to answer. But then I realized my difficulty in answering is the actual answer to the question. I am hurting by fear of being vulnerable, of being totally honest with what scares me. Whenever I think of allowing that wall that has kept me safe to fall completely, I relive the pains of why the wall was built in the first place. So the pain of inner loneliness, right, felt because the wall is a barrier to all that I am. And that is a person that aches to be surrounded by those that care about her. My heart tells me to be brave enough to trust myself today, to know that I'm emotionally healthier now and capable of making choices that are living and kind towards myself. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And as you can hear and see, Lady Leo, by the comments you received underneath your share, right? You are not alone. You are in a company of beautiful souls just like you. And I'm so proud of you. And I want to celebrate that you are recognizing what the fear is about. Yes, fear is real, and a nervous system response that sometimes drives us up into the places we go to protect ourselves, which is normal. But the more you have put it out there, recognizing where does this hurt come from, right? Is this right here, right now fear? Or is this coming from somewhere else? And am I reliving it because of those old beliefs, because of those risk, the risk that it feels incredibly risky. It is risky. But then you recognize, right? The only way you can feel the connection is by pulling that wall. We take that wall down one brick at a time. Just putting a little hole in it here and a little hole in it there and a little hole in it here, just to kind of maybe let a few safe people in. And then one by one, you recognize that wall can come down because I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I trust myself. I respect myself. I love myself. Right? People can say things. How I respond is up to me. Because I choose to love myself, to be kind to myself, to believe in myself, and to know that I'm always, always doing my best. And I also know, my friend, that you are working on reconnecting with that little girl inside of you, right? The little girl of that inner teenager who had to be tough, And it's like, no, we're going to show them, right? No one's going to hurt me ever again. Never, ever, ever. But as so many of us recognize, that tends to then, it comes at a cost. So thank you, Lady Leo. Thank you. Yes, I hear you, Rachel. I hear you. Thank you, Lady Leo. That was beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just scanning the comments here. Scanning the comments. Beautiful. Let's see. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. Let's see here. Sue S. shares with us today. She's answering the questions about the hurt and what her heart suggests she do with the hurt, right? What does your heart say? She says, what makes me hurt at the moment is how vulnerable I've made myself as I work to remove the cement bricks of my protective wall one by one. with a chisel, not a sledgehammer, right? I didn't see that you were using the wall. I've used the wall a few times when we talk about healing. Thanks, friend. You can find the link to my YouTube channel in the Periscope profile. So thanks for being here. See you soon. So, right, only to have something trigger me, she says, and cause me to reinforce steel rebar to my replacement bricks. So nothing can get through to harm me. Then I feel ashamed and guilty that I have failed somehow. So my parents must have been right in telling me that I was worthless and would never accomplish anything. I'm so sorry, Sue. It really brings tears to my eyes to hear. She goes on to say, I keep hearing that hateful voice screaming that even God hates me and that I was Satan's child. I yearn to be baptized in waters of grace and forgiveness, and as they flow over me, have them washed away all the negative thoughts, the self-punishing behaviors, and self-hatred in which I stew. My heart is so heavy and aches to be free from such unbearable and unthinkable pain. It hurts just knowing that I've allowed my abusers to traumatize me this far into my life, and just how much time, energy, and love I have wasted on trying to please them because I blame myself for their behavior. I just want to pause and say, Sue, it was never, ever your fault. Not then, not now, not ever. And this is what we do, my friend, when we love our caretakers, no matter what. In many ways, we are hardwired into the need to belong, no matter how abusive they are. So I'm so, so sorry. You are not hated. You are not Satan's child, my friend. Absolutely not. So she goes on to say here, let's see here. What pains me is that I still believe I deserved the abuse and trauma because no one could be that evil, right? There must have been something I did. These beliefs are incredibly painful, and no matter how hard I try to prove them wrong, I just can't find any sound reasoning or justification for what I endured. My heart tells me to continue to write and immerse myself in each and every emotion that overcomes me. It tells me to embrace unconditional love from within myself and to allow myself to heal slowly and purposely, because recovering from years of abuse will take time and patience. My heart tells me I am worth it and deserving of the peace and serenity that I seek with all my being. I hear my heart whispering sweet messages of hope and encouragement. So I will work on validating what I feel in order to make progress on my healing journey. Wow. Wow, my friend Sue. I hear you, my friend. I hear you, my friend. I am so, so sorry. So, so sorry for all that hurt. And I am so grateful for your beautiful heart, because your beautiful heart is telling you the truth. It is telling you the truth, right? So keep listening to the heart. Yes, it can. It can be difficult. It can be difficult because, right, there's a little war inside of ourselves that goes on. The stories that we had to make up in order to survive, and the new things that we're learning. And sometimes the things that we have built our whole identity, our whole being, our whole awareness of ourselves and the world around, right? And right, there's then these parts of us inside that are like, okay, this is how we know to stay safe. This is how we know to cope. So we're going to just keep doing this. And the body is all about habits. It's all about things that it does automatically, because it's always, right, reserving energy, doing things fast as possibly can. It doesn't particularly like change, right? Or we would all be exercising, meditating, dieting, eating well, running those marathons, saving all our money, right? All those just do this habits changes, right? But exactly, those are core beliefs that then become our values that we build our whole world on. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am glad that it helps and gives you a little bit of clarity. But here's the thing, just like you two, just like all of you guys, can feel my tears right here, is that I recognize at some point my heart knows the truth. I'm here to learn about this heart and what this heart is capable of. And this heart is here to love. And if this heart is here to learn to love, there must be a way to learn to love this body and to learn to love this all these parts of me that make me human. So kicking and screaming, right? Pulling those core beliefs out and calling bullshit, right? It's like, I know why I got this belief. I was just 6 years old and I had to make up a story. I had to come up with the story. The only way I can survive being in this family, right, is that if I make it mean they're good, I'm bad. I'm just a kid. The world is black and white, either or, good or bad. And it was always me who ended up being bad. So we can do this, my friend. We do it with self-compassion for ourselves, self-compassion for our bodies, for our wounded selves, right? Is no such thing as bad behavior. It's all, there's an unmet need. We are desperately seeking, can someone validate and mirror back to me? And fortunately, when we grow up as children into adult bodies without healthy role models, yeah, it is a little bit of acting out and gets a little unruly sometimes. But slowly but surely, right? And that's why my books are daily practice, daily practice. Learning to love this body, accept this heart, understanding these thoughts and these core beliefs was a daily practice. Daily practice. If I'm not focusing on what I want, the truth of I know what I am, my mind and my body by default will find its old ways. right? And then we do our best to navigate our nervous system, build resilience with coping and feeling and processing, community. I know it's a lot, but we got this. We got this, my friends. So we went over today. I so appreciate you all being here, the beautiful support that I've seen in the chat today. Just amazing. My heart is just singing in gratitude to all of you being here. Yes, good. There you go, Lady Leo. Yes, that's right, Elizabeth. Difficult conversations, but we feel happier when we leave. These are the conversations we long to have. Thank you, Sue. You are such a beautiful soul, my friend. We are so glad to have your amazing wisdom. Your writing is, you need to collect everything that you write in our group. You need to collect it. And that needs to be published because you have a way with words, my friend. So thank you for sharing so courageously. You're doing a beautiful, beautiful job. So I want to quickly share our card that I pulled for us today. One day, he or she woke up and decided to color outside of the lines. Who needed this reminder today? Hey, friend, our friend here, Helnick Fighter. Maybe this is what you needed to be reminded of today. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to dress as you like and to wear what you want. More power to you. I know it's challenging and I know not everybody is accepting, but my friend, find a way to be you. Find a way to be you. Well, Lady Leo, I said a lot, so you may need to remind me what it was that I just said. Or you can come back and watch the replay. So please, friends, it would be so, so helpful to me if you would be willing to give me a thumbs up here on YouTube, a like. That goes a long way on YouTube. So I really appreciate that if this supported you in any way. And also, I'm appreciative of my Periscope friends for all the hearts and the shares. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I do my best to be here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But actually, I'm not going to be here next week, friends. I'm actually going to take a staycation. I'm going to maybe make it to the coast. So no live streams next week. Here's the public announcement. But some of you I might see in our Facebook group tomorrow. But I'm taking a week off to play next week. But thank you all for being here. I'm so glad to hear that, Sue. You're going to be publishing your poems. Well, you and Lady Leo need to support each other. Thank you. Of course, we all need encouragement. We all need encouragement. And I support anybody in finding their authentic self. And I can tell you, I don't know where you're from, my friend, but since I've moved to Portland, Oregon, you see people are out there doing themselves, you know, wearing whatever, and it's okay around here. It's pretty cool, actually. So please come back and join us anytime. Yes, I need a vacation. So, but it's going to be more of a staycation, but I'm looking forward to it. So, but knowing me, I'm probably going to share, I'll probably pop in here and say hi and show you maybe some videos from a walk in nature or something. So, oh yes, that's right, Lady Leo. Thank you. Got it. Try Google, Lady Leo, and then I will ask the authorities on mac and cheese in this house because I am not a big fan of mac and cheese, um, but it's definitely what my girls and we have found a way to make it vegan, so no dairy or cheese or vegan alternatives. So, all right, we have a friend from Greece. Nice. Awesome. Great. I'm so glad to hear it. All right, sweet friends, that's it for today. I'll see you here in a week, 10 days here, but I'll be live in the Facebook group tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to join our it's closed group, but it's free. So if you want to join our heart-to-heart conversations, I will see you there tomorrow. All right, friends. My heart sings. So happy to be here with all of you. Bye. Thank